What's up, guys? It's Cooper Webb, and you're listening to the MotoXpod.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Aaron Plessinger, and you guys are listening to the MotoXpod.
Save me from myself. My arms and legs are bound like an aching cold from another world. I'll scream the truth 6 feet underground. Feel alive inside yourself. Watch your enemies dispel. If I can find a way to avoid this fate, there'll be a story to tell.
Welcome back to the MotoXpod. This week it is episode 406. I think we have a really great guest lineup. Pretty excited about it. Adam Cianciarulo is going to jump on, and we're going to talk about Loretta's. We're going to talk to him about his best Loretta's memories, a few other things that I kind of sent him some thoughts on. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun with that. Probably won't talk too much about nationals with him since he already does that on the JB or the ACJB show. But I'm excited to have Adam on. And then Mitchell Oldenburg from Beta USA is going to jump on. We're going to talk about how much he loves outdoors. I think he's an outdoor guy now. He's going to be ready for the future. That's going to be part of his contract, I'm sure. And then ISRT's Bubba Pauli, owner of ISRT, is going to jump on, talk about the musical chairs that has been that team this year. And just we got some questions, right? Kind of curious how the situation with Tondo going over to Factory Kawi worked and what they get out of that and what the future holds for ISRT. So those are our guests tonight on the MotoXpod presented by Yamaha Motor USA and Race Tech. And, at Yamaha Motor USA, we don't just build motorcycles. We engineer legends. From championship podiums to off-road trails, the YZ platform has defined dirt bike excellence for generations. Whether it's the dominance of the YZ450F, the YZ250F, that I'm going to go dominate the top 30 to 40 at Loretta's in a few days, or the beloved YZ252 stroke. Every YZ is built for riders who push harder, ride faster, and demand the best. So unleash victory, ride Yamaha. It's the only reason I made Loretta's. Visit YamahaMotorsports.com, or as we always suggest, just go to your local dealership, see all they have to offer. In studio, as always, Scotty Thompson. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Not much. Say that again.
What's going on,
Okay.
man?
Yep. It didn't sound loud.
No, but it's
Our YouTube listeners, let us know how the volumes are. I moved some things around. When our first guest gets on here in a little bit, Mitchell Oldenburg, I want you guys to let Scotty know how it is, because lately it sounds...
Right now, I don't know. Right now, Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know right now.
Yeah, so I need to know.
He needs to know, because the last couple of weeks, I think the guests have been a little too loud, maybe. So I want to mess with that. So help us out live in the chat. Also, one of our presenting sponsors is Race Tech, and I want to remind everybody, if you've ever wanted to learn more about your suspension, how to build suspension, maybe you already know some stuff, you want to know all the secrets that Race Tech has to offer, or even engine work, because they do that. Their seminars are open right now for... what's the word I'm looking for when you're trying to go to a school? What is that called? Enrollment. Oh. Open for enrollment. They start November 7th through the 13th for the suspension classes, and then November 14th and 15th for the engine seminars. Just visit racetech.com/seminars and get signed up if you're interested in doing that. It's a really, really cool class.
You did bring up a very good selling point for Yamaha. If it can get you to Loretta's,
wow.
I mean, right?
I'm okay with bashing myself. I'm not so much okay with you bashing.
Oh, I can't do it. Okay.
No, I don't like it. Hurts my feelings, and then I'm going to get sad.
I'm just trying to give Yamaha the marketing campaign of the year over here.
Dude, it certainly helped.
Yeah.
I can't say it didn't.
You do ride well in that 250F. It does seem to suit you very well.
It was good stuff. So that's our show tonight. That we're our guest lineup. We got Scotty, no TJ. TJ is doing some family stuff with his son and grandkids. So yeah, just a few days away from Loretta's. Let's do this before we get Mitchell on. Briefly, as we always do, Washougal was this last weekend. Mm-hmm. Cole Davies wins again. What I was most honestly happy for was Ryder D.
Yep.
His second overall. It's his best overall finish in his career. The kid has been getting better. He's starting to figure it out. I don't know if a win's going to come this year, but next year, I think a win. Once he's on KTM, I can see him getting some overalls, definitely some moto wins.
Has his ceiling from his amateur career going into pros, have you changed his ceiling?
A little. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
I don't think he'll ever get to where he was projected to go.
No, I think you're right.
He's still going to be a guy. I think he's going to have as long as a career as that he wants. He's fast enough to do that. But to be the dominant guy that he was in amateurs, at this point, I'd have to be proven wrong, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I hate saying it because I was definitely a supporter of Ryder D coming in. It's like, oh, he's going to set the world on fire. You know, he's a little small. He was not good at whoops in his last season it was Supercross Futures at that time.
Mm-hmm.
He just wasn't good at it. He had some injuries, changing teams, et cetera, et cetera. You can throw all these different things out there. It just didn't go as I think, at least I thought, and a lot of people thought, but he's building, man. And he's getting to a point where I do, like I said, believe he'll win some motos and maybe squeak out an overall. So it's, and I hope his trajectory just keeps going up from gas to Husky to KTM. Just keeps getting better. And once he's on factory KTM, maybe that little bit will even improve the odds.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I do have a question.
Yep,
about,
let's do it.
Okay, so we always do, like, what's the most unexpected thing or what surprised you, but I want to do the opposite way. What this outdoor season has been the most expected thing that you've seen? Like, this happened and I expected. What has been the most expected performance? I can give you mine if you'd like.
Yeah, let's go. I'm thinking.
RJ.
Okay.
RJ Hampshire.
You expected him to be top 5?
He kind of was last year. I kind of expected him to be one of the best of the rest in that group.
Okay.
And then he's had some great rides. He's had some rides where he's come back. He's had some rides where he's had some crazy RJ moments, like he did in Washougal. It's been the most expected thing. Like like if you would show me highlights of RJ season, like yeah, that's RJ. That's expected.
Okay. Yeah, I can't really argue with that. That crash at Washougal
Could have been a way worse.
I really legitimately scared Amber. I yelled so loud. I was like, ah! She's like, what? Who RJ? I'm looking at the results and I don't like
just
nothing.
You can be for this season. Because
man,
because Hunter.
You know what? I'm gonna go Hunter. I didn't expect him necessarily to win, but I expected him to challenge Jet more than past because of the injury and stuff. So I guess that's one. Yeah, looking at
you could say like you expected Jet to be hindered by his ankle.
Yeah,
that'd be one.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I guess that's really it. Nothing else really Nothing else is just like I guess I expected Cooper Webb to be kind of where he is too. Like not top 10, just kind of just getting through the season.
I just thought it'd be a fun way to reverse the question.
Okay, we've got about 5 minutes before we get Mitchell on. Jet and Hunter,
they're the best.
All right, I know that we do this. The one I want to change a little bit instead of going I'm not going to go who's better, who's the best in the world, but as close as they were racing in that first moto, especially the first moto, and then Jet. If you watch in the podium, he slammed his gloves down. He didn't slam his helmet this time.
Yeah,
and he did a little hand gesture that was like, it was what I read out of it is like, dude, he was like he pushed me wide or something. That's what I read. I thought he was pissed at Hunter because
maybe he was.
That was a little close for comfort. Some of that racing, and Jet went off the track the one time where he got the penalty.
Do you think that was?
I feel like Jet was a little bit pissed off.
Do you think that? Coming over that hill was intentful on Hunter, or is he just holding his line?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but there were some really, really close calls.
There was,
and those guys can say all day long, "Oh, we ride like this at the dog pound, and we know what we're doing." I don't know about that.
So we can do the keyboard warrior take where. Jet did it on purpose because he knew that Hunter went over on purpose to put Jet off the track because he knew Deegan was right there and that he would get penalized and that it would make it harder for Jet to catch him in the point series. That's why he did that.
Okay, I won't go there. I'm not going there.
You know somebody's going to say that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Even like last week, I think at Millville, didn't Hunter come over on Jet one time going down the hill, and Jet had to really lock it up? Yeah, like, dude,
I mean, I think a little bit of it is Hunter's just like, no, dude, I'm just not going to let you pass me anymore.
I agree, but it was closer than I would expect out of the brothers. Like, there were some moments where I was like, holy shit, they're going to kill each other.
That's a good point. And I think throughout the season, we've seen that they're racing each other a little different than it would be if it was somebody else. Obviously, they're racing for a title, and it's been close the whole year. It's still close. It's now getting to the push or shove time in the championship, and I think that this was the first. Now Jet has to win. I mean, he doesn't have to win every single race, but he has to win the majority of them to catch him in points. I think that this was kind of an appetizer of what we're going to see more of the close racing that we didn't really see in the first half of the season, because now there's really no choice. They kind of have to. They can't play it safe. They can't give each other the benefit of the doubt. It's coming down to, well, they both want the title really bad. So I think this was the first. It was the first couple motos where we've seen them actually really battle like that. And I think that was kind of a sneak preview of what these last 3 rounds are going to be like.
Do you think, okay, if they had connected, because you can't get much closer than they did in a few moments without connecting, and somebody goes down. Do they like lose it on each other, or
Like,
are they able
mean?
to compose themselves?
What do you mean losing on each other?
Like, I don't know, pushing, shoving, yelling at each other, like just fighting, arguing.
No.
You don't think we don't think we see that?
No.
If Hunter had taken Jet out, or vice versa.
I think the most you would ever see would be like what are we doing?
Throwing your hands up?
Yeah,
Okay.
why are we taking each other
All
out?
right. We don't see them ever get into an argument on live TV.
I don't think I know that they probably tiff because they're brothers.
Yeah. I'm just asking you, do you think we ever see them get into an argument? Clearly they're arguing and piss at each other on live TV.
I don't know. 5% chance.
Okay. All right.
What would do you think it would be?
I really thought Jet was pissed at him.
Well, who would you say would be the initiator of that?
Jet.
You think Jet would?
Hunter's pretty composed most of the time.
But Hunter gets fired up too, though.
Yeah, but I can see Jet's pretty composed too, but I could see Jet losing it before Hunter does.
See, I would see more of almost Jet doing something irrational or not a smart racecraft move,
right?
That took them out. I could see Hunter getting mad more in that scenario. That would be the scenario I could think of.
So,
but,
did you see him slam his gloves down? Did you see that? Do you feel?
I mean, he's done that a couple times this year. I think he's mad at Was that after the second moto or the first moto?
First.
Well, he won the first moto.
Maybe I'm wrong then.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the second moto. I
he's
guess
probably mad that he wrecked and that he got docked points.
But you don't think he was mad at Hunter?
I don't know. I don't think it can be. I mean, he was just protecting his line.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was the second moto, but regardless, all right. I'm just curious. Well, we got our first guest of the night on. He's going to be brought to you by Racetech tonight. For over 40 years, Racetech has been supplying the motorcycle industry with high-quality suspension components made right here in the USA. From modern to vintage, Racetech is your go-to source for suspension performance. So visit racetech.com, find your local service center, and don't forget, if you're interested in those suspension or engine seminars, you can sign up at racetech.com/seminars. Tonight, Racetech brings us from the Factory Beta USA team, Mitchell Oldenburg. What's up, Freckle?
Oh, not much. What's going on, guys?
We're doing good. We were just having a little discussion of whether there's any chance that we ever see Hunter and Jet get into an actual argument on live TV at a race if one of them took each other out, because it was pretty damn close this last weekend in my eyes.
I don't know. Probably, honestly. I mean, brothers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've fought many times with my brother, and I know I've probably gotten more heated with my brother than anybody else. So, I mean,
yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me, right?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Like, this weekend, I was telling Scotty here that when Jet threw his gloves down, before the podium thing, I was like, oh, I think he's mad at Hunter, because Hunter kind of pushed him off the track, and there was some aggression there, man. I thought he was mad at Hunter, but maybe not. Who knows? This isn't about them anyway. This is about you.
Uh-oh.
Are we demanding outdoors for the contracts for the future, 27 on? We're gonna race out.
I mean, I wouldn't be demanding it. I'm not against it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough summer, but I kind of knew it was going to be, right? Like it's been a long time, and to be completely honest, I wasn't that great at outdoors when I was racing them. So no, I mean, honestly, I've just kind of looked at the summer as like an opportunity to get better and start my off season at a higher level than I have in the last 8 years. Normally I take the summers off. It's too hot here in Texas to go riding for fun, in my opinion.
Sure.
Unless it's night practice and the sun's going down. So yeah, I haven't done much riding the last 8 summers. So yeah, just an opportunity to get better and to start my off season on a higher note rather than from ground zero and go into Supercross next year full steam ahead.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Just being on the bike and getting the gate drops through the summer is really beneficial, obviously, for next year. I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just thinking about, man, are you having fun and whatnot? So that's a whole nother way to look at this outdoor season. But when you take the fact that you haven't raced outdoors really in the last number of years, or very often, you're developing a bike that hasn't raced outdoors at the professional level. Those factors can factor into your results. So I don't, and seeing your results improve and your riding improve, I think you can take some positive away.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely challenging with a new motorcycle and a new series for these guys. We don't really have they've never raced outdoors before, so there's really no data to go back on and to go back to base settings. Um, so it's been challenging, right? And me and Benny, I feel like we're two completely different riders. And I feel like they were able to nail Benny's setup a little bit quicker than mine. But I feel like we're getting there. We're making the right steps. We're doing everything we can, and I think we're going in the right direction. Washougal was a positive day for me, and it was a new setting, forks and shocks. So it was kind of comforting to know we're kind of going in the right direction. I know Washougal's normally one of the smoother races we go to, but I feel like it's we're getting closer to that window of suspension that we need to be in, and I think we're checking the right boxes and we're doing what we can, and it's been challenging, but I think we're going in the right direction, and I'm excited to keep moving forward with it for sure.
What has been the biggest improvement since Paula to now? And you've mentioned suspension, but what is the one thing that you're really looking for out of it that you don't have yet? So give me those two, and then I'll turn it over to Scotty.
I think as far as the bike goes, it's just been a suspension thing, but I think the biggest thing has been just me and my mindset and my attitude. It's kind of no secret. I've kind of been sour towards outdoors for a long time. So, Paula was just a challenging day in itself, just mentally. I thought, I mean, to be completely honest, I thought I was better than I was. So coming off the track after qualifying and being in the mid-20s was pretty defeating, and it was just kind of one of those things it sounds really bad, but just going through my head, what am I even doing here? This isn't what I do, and even coming home from Paula and being like, man, maybe I just don't have it anymore. And just having to flip that switch of being like, no, it's new again. We're learning, we're kind of having to refigure everything out. And yeah, it was just, honestly, just the beginning of the season. Like I said, I thought I was better than I was. So when it didn't go great at the beginning, it was just kind of I got in a bad headspace, bad attitude, and it was just something that I had to fix. And it's kind of funny. Jake Veneta, our chaplain, he was talking to me on the line before the first moto at Colorado, and it was there's two things that you can control: is your effort and your attitude. And it was just from then on, it was that was all I was focused on, was my effort, my attitude. And it just seems like every round is just a couple steps better. So who knows? Maybe by the last round we'll have it figured out.
Yeah, those two things, like it sounds simple, right? Your effort and your attitude, but those are also the two most simple things to kind of stop focusing on, to be like, screw it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's when you don't have the effort and you have a bad attitude, it can be really miserable. And
Yeah.
it's like I'm blessed to be able to race dirt bikes for a living and provide for my family this way. So I got to take advantage of it, and
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
kind of funny. Like I was scrolling Instagram the other day, and this just cracked me up. I don't know how I stumbled upon it, but I stumbled upon some Australian guy, and he wrote books and stuff, but he's just kind of a funny guy. And he said, um, his like punchline is like, "You're gonna be okay because you're fucked no matter what." And it's just like that's just like fits so well in
Yeah.
so many situations that I've just been laughing at that for the last couple of weeks.
I like that, actually.
Yeah,
I
I
like
mean,
that a lot. Yeah.
It kind of goes hand in hand. It's
Yeah.
kinda how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
really good.
So
And I don't even know what you guys are really talking about, because I mean we're battling with Eli Tomac this weekend.
Hell yeah, we are.
We beat him in a moto, so I don't know what the problem is. Like, I think we're all good, right?
yeah, maybe I am better than I think. So
I like it.
Yeah, no. How has it progressed throughout the season? Like you mentioned, you're getting better each and every week. Who have you kind of seen yourself jump in competition with the progression? Are you seeing yourself battle guys that you couldn't see at the beginning of the year, or has it kind of been all evolving with the same competitors?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny. I've been telling my wife this all year. It's like every weekend I'm battling different guys. I feel like I'm making steps every weekend, and I'm battling that next, 3-4 guys every weekend. And there's been a handful that have been coming with me, but it's just crazy how much you forget. Just how the tracks develop, and the lines and just everything. Like it's crazy. Like I'll watch the race back, Sunday after the race, and it's like I'm such an idiot. Like, why wasn't I doing that line or figuring that out and tying the track together that way? And it's just like it's crazy. It really is crazy how much you just completely forget, and it's hard to figure out on race day when there's so much going on and you're trying to throw fast laps down in qualifying, but you're still trying to figure out how you can make the bike better. And there's just so much going on that by the end of Saturdays, I'm just mentally just fried. That it's like the race was hard in itself, but mentally I'm ready to just check out,
Yeah, that's the hard part right there. I mean, the mental side. I've heard obviously Steve Mathis talk about it and joke with you guys. You and Benny were in studio a while back, and we knew from the beginning the mental side was going to be the hardest part, because you clearly didn't really want to do this. So yeah, I feel like if you could just figure out how to do that light switch that you talked about, like you definitely, I believe, have the talent to get up in the top 15, and it's just, but mentally, man, you have to want to suffer.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's a hard thing to get your body to do. And I think like the biggest thing I've learned with just the amount of years I've done this, and how much goes into it. It's not like the recovery and the rest and the nutrition is almost more important than the actual hard work suffering, right? Because I've learned, especially this year, like halfway through the second motos, it's just like some weekends, like my body just will not give anymore. Like it's tapped out. Like I want to go faster. I want to suffer, but it's not allowing it. And I think it goes back to, your Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays, of just like properly fueling your body and getting all that in order. And I think looking back now at when I did race outdoors, it's like I was running off pure what I call kid energy, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like you got that little kid strength still when you're younger, that you can kind of get away with kind of overlooking your hydration and your nutrition and the amount of carbs you're taking in, and just the more science side of our sport, I guess. So that's definitely been something that I've been kind of focusing more on this year, especially with the how long it's been, and just how much older I am, and stuff like that. I've been working close with Bryson Gardner on the team, and he's gnarly runner at this point, just crazy miles every day, and he's really studying up on the nutrition side of it. So just getting the proper amount of carbs and nutrition on Thursdays and Fridays, because I struggle so bad eating on Saturdays that I really need to. I mean, I feel like I eat all day Thursday and Friday, that Saturday morning I'm just so stuffed that I don't need to eat as much on Saturday because I am so fueled up from the days prior.
That does
Carb
not
loading.
register with me at all, Scotty.
No.
Scotty, like I eat every 2 hours, and he thought I was joking until he rode with me to Houston Supercross. He's like, "You're serious? Like every 2 hours?"
We eat lunch,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, all right, I'm good. I mean,
Dude.
I can eat lunch and be good for like 7 or 8 hours.
No.
Easy. And then like 3 hours later, man, I gotta get something to eat.
Dude.
I'm like,
Yeah,
again? Like,
that's how I am. Like I didn't really notice how much I don't eat until I was focusing on getting the proper nutrition in
Yeah.
and getting enough food in, that it's like, man, I really don't eat at all, and it's obviously not good. So just excited that I've kind of figured it out this summer, and I can take that into Supercross. Obviously the motos aren't as long, but the days are long too, so
Sure,
you kind of gotta plan for that as well. So yeah, just constantly learning.
has there been a specific food or a specific thing that you've now found as you're getting more experience and older that you are basically just detrimenting yourself with every, like, weekly or daily or on the race day? Has there's been a specific thing that you found that was just messing up the whole program?
No, not really. It's just I just wasn't eating enough, right?
Okay.
So and I've struggled really bad. I've always struggled with nerves on race day. I think every racer does, but um it's kind of funny. Like after I had kids, it was like to the point where I was like throwing up before the races, like on the starting line and stuff. So then everything I'm getting in, I'm throwing up, and it seems like it's calmed down a little bit the last couple of years. But I think the easiest thing that I learned for me this year is just like carb drinks, like just high carb drinks. Um, and then it sounds silly, but like Pop Tarts and Uncrustables, and it's kind of almost considered junk food, right? But it's easy carbs and it's easy to get down and digest. So that's kind of what I focus on race day, is just the easy, quick carbs. And then even just like a Coke after the first moto, just to get that sugar spike and get the body refueled. It's really crazy when you think about it, the stuff that I've been kind of switching up to, because it's, like I said, it's considered junk food, right?
Yeah.
So but almost at that point, like, junk food's better than no food. So that's kind of just get what you can in, you know.
Mitchell just inspired me to go get a case of Coke and some Uncrustables to take the Loretta's
Yeah.
next week.
He's on a way different level than you are.
Yeah, but maybe I should try it.
It is crazy. That just shows a testament to how hard these guys push their body.
Yeah.
That they've depleted themselves so much that they have to have something with high sugar or
Right,
high calories to get anything back. You
Yeah.
know, that's insane.
Mitchell Oldenburg.
Yeah.
Mitchell Oldenburg, brought to you by Racetech tonight. Racetech.com. Find your local service center. They will help you get your suspension and engine dialed in. Go ahead, Mitchell.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's like I'm a big cycling nerd, so I've learned a lot from the cycling side of it, and I've done a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but I've done a handful of like just local bike races just for fun, and it's crazy. Like, that's where I kind of learned, like, once your body's done, like, there's no faking it, right? Like, motorcycle, you can kind of get away with it. You can kind of, hop around and use the track and the dirt bike to kind of get you to the end. But in a bicycle race, like, when your legs quit, like, they're done. You got
Right.
nothing left. There is no pushing through it. So yeah, it's just, I really enjoy the cycling side of it, where pushing yourself to that limit, or really pushing yourself past that limit, where your body just says, okay, no more, and then figuring out how to get more,
Yeah, never been there yet, Mitchell. Yeah. That's one, I guess, another check on the box of why I'm not a professional athlete. Where have you been training? Where have you been riding this summer?
Yeah, I'm in Texas full time, so been doing a lot of riding at Master Pools.
Okay. Where's Ty at? Where's he been?
I don't know. I know he's been hurt. I believe he just got back on a bike, but I think he's in California right now.
Okay.
And then I've been going down to Underground quite a bit.
Oh, nice.
And then I'll go to Oak Hill every once in a while. It's kind of tough because a lot of these tracks have opened up to like training facilities.
Yeah.
So when we go there, you kind of got to work around the kids that are training and stuff. And it's just like this late in the season, it makes it tough. Like I just want to get in, do my motos and get out. So Master Pools has been the best for that. It's the closest track for me too. So it's I say close. It's like an hour and 15 for me. So
Okay.
it ends up being a long day. So it's
Yeah.
like I said, this late in the season, it's like just get there. I'll do a sight lap or two and then just knock my motos out and get home before it gets 100 110 outside, you know?
Smart.
Yeah.
You know, obviously the storyline for you, Mitch, going into the season was the gap and that you've raced outdoors. What has kind of been your biggest accomplishment? The thing that you've been the most proud of this outdoor season? What maybe that you were able to do that you maybe necessarily didn't expect to be able to do?
I think really it's just been getting better every weekend. I didn't really have any expectations, I guess. Obviously I had some goals that had to reevaluate after Paula. But yeah, no really expectations. Just try to, like I said earlier, just try to use this summer as an opportunity to get better for Supercross, because that's what I'm good at. Excuse me. That's what I've kind of been focused on for the last however many years, and that's what I enjoy doing. So really just getting better every weekend has been awesome. And I'm just really looking forward to these last three and continuing to get better, and then going into the off season at a higher level than normal. To start off the off season in boot camp. And I just feel like it's all going to domino into Supercross next year, and hopefully we can be in a better spot and fight for some better finishes.
Yeah. Speaking of next year, I'm sure you're not going to be able to give us any real answers. Have there been discussions? I don't know. Steve Mathis tweeted that it sounds like he thinks Shane McElrath is going to end up at Beta next year. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for Benny? Like, I know you can't tell me anything really, probably, but like, what can you tell us?
I don't really have much to tell you.
Okay.
As of right now, I have nothing for next year.
Okay.
Obviously I've been talking to a handful of teams and discussing and stuff. So, hoping to get something in writing here soon. But yeah, as of next year goes, I really don't know at this point. Just gonna do the best I can the rest of the summer and try to be the best version of myself and continue to work on my effort and my attitude, and we'll see what happens. Cause, like I said, it's all going to be okay, because you're fucked no matter what, right?
Okay, all right. Let me ask you this, and you can decline to answer. Do you feel like there's a possibility you could still be at Beta, or do you feel like that maybe is no longer open?
Yeah, I think there's a possibility. I don't really know what that looks like.
Yep.
I know they got the 250 coming. I don't know if that's a 250 spot. I don't know if there's a 450 spot available still. I really don't know. As of now. So,
Okay.
like I said, we'll see what happens and go from there.
Would you do the 250?
I mean, I'm eligible, so it just kind of depends on. I got a wife, 3 kids, and a mortgage.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
whatever pays the
I mean,
bills.
more rounds? Yeah.
Half the season isn't going to pay the bills. So yeah, you're.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. Let's shift gears real quick. And I appreciate you being as honest as you can with us on that. Loretta's is a few days away. This is my first trip to actually race it. I want to know your best Loretta's memory.
Oh man. Oh, my best Loretta's memory was probably the first year I got to race it. Kind of funny story. We went to a regional in Illinois. I don't even remember what regional it was, but they had like 4 motos left in the day on Saturday to finish up second motos, and then they could be done.
Oh yeah.
And the reason I say that is because Saturday night, big rainstorm came in. But for some reason they ended early, and we had 4 motos to finish up Sunday morning after this massive rainstorm came in. And turns out the track was way too wet. So they basically you went down to the start and you looped around, you came to the finish line. It was a 1-lap second moto, basically a down and back. So
Cool.
I didn't actually qualify straight up. I got, I think, 9th overall. I was an alternate.
Yeah.
Alternate list came out. I was second on the list. We went to Loretta's just to kind of experience it. My parents wanted to kind of show us what it was. And we were going to watch my moto Wednesday morning, and then we were going to head out. And it was like 30 or 45 minutes before my moto. I hear him calling my name on the intercom that I got in.
Oh, wow.
So we sprinted back to the motorhome, got my gear on. My dad didn't have any cash on him to get a transponder, so he gave him, I think he gave him his phone or something. And we got to the line like 15 minutes before the gate dropped, and got to race my first Loretta. So it was pretty chaotic, but just being able to run around as a kid and experience it, there's nothing like it.
What class was that?
That would have been 65, 10 to 11.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was stock or mod. I don't remember.
Let's look. I think I have it right here.
Just running like a. I bet as soon as you heard your name, you're just running like a 210 heart
Oh
rate.
yeah, yeah. It was
2005.
2000. Yep, 2005.
65, 7 to 11 modified, got 19th overall.
Hey, alternate to top 20. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I was on a
scores
Suzuki
were.
65.
Let's see. So your
Suzuki
motor
69.
scores were 17, 24, 24.
Yeah,
That was the era where
It's about what you're doing outdoors right now, Mitchell.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
that was the era where the RM65s and the K65s.
Yeah.
It was all the same thing.
yeah. It was the same thing, but. If you knew anything about the KX65s, the KTMs back then, they were very less bikes, I guess you could say.
Well, Mitchell, this is fun, man. I appreciate you jumping on here with us. And your guy Muto was giving me shit about some of my work on my motorcycle. He told me my modified airbox. He said, you got to bring that by the truck. I got to fix that for you. Oh
Lord. Yeah. Muto loves to talk shit. So.
Yeah. Well, we're so do a lot of other people about my seat installation and my airbox modification. We're going to get into that in our next segment, but thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, man. You have fun at Loretta's and enjoy the suffer.
Honestly, I don't think it's going to be a suffer for me because I don't really give a shit where I finish.
Come on.
Dude, I was so stoked just to qualify. I'm one of those guys that's like on the bubble of barely qualifying. So I'm going to have fun.
But suffering's fun, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm going to try, but I'm pretty realistic about my ability. So
don't get lapped twice.
Yeah. Well, actually, my main goal, I said this last show, is 35th or better, and to get in Chris Kiefer's way when he's lapping me.
35th or better,
dude. Yeah.
That's only 5 guys.
Bro, I'm slow. I barely qualified, man.
Yeah, but you made it.
I know.
You know who didn't make it?
I do.
That hack Steve.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Yeah.
So I will definitely be finishing better than he will.
Exactly.
All right, man. Have a good night. Thank you for doing this. And we'll be back at the track. See you back in a couple weeks at the track.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Have a good night, guys.
You too, man. See ya.
All right, bye.
That's Mitchell Oldenburg tonight, brought to you by Race Tech. All right, let's do X Brand emails.
All righty.
You want to read that one for me?
Sure. So with X Brand, you can see clear and ride fearless with ETS brand goggles. Vision is your advantage. Engineered for clarity, comfort, and durability. ETS goggles keep your focus sharp through roost, rain, and ruts, which you're going to experience all of those at Loretta's next week.
I think you're right.
Yes. It is trusted by champions and you. Built for every rider with crystal clear optics, all-day comfort, and zero distractions. Ride with X Brand because every second counts. Gear up at eksbrand.com.
I do have 3 sets of zip-offs ready to go.
Gonna need them.
I think I'm going to need them. I think you're right. I do not like zip-offs. I don't like riding with them. Roll-offs, whatever you want to call them. Because I see the canisters and it's just distracting.
Yeah.
You know how I am when I'm distracted.
You already can't use your music, so you're already just...
Bro, I'm thinking about trying to tuck that thing up in the helmet.
Well, don't tell them now.
Don't
say that now.
Nobody's going to care. What are they going to do? They're going to protest me in 35th?
Somebody's going to snitch on you now.
The guy in 36 is going to be like, hey, I heard he had an iPod.
I heard on his podcast that he has an iPod stuck in there.
Yeah. All right. First email of the night is from our guy, Phil Smeltzer. Here we go. You keep asking this question because, it starts off, the title is Jet or Hunter the best rider in the world?
I think I'm with Phil already.
You keep asking this question because the Hunter and Jet keep swapping back and forth on wins. But your question is, who is the best rider in the world? The answer is Ken Mother effing Roxon. Stats don't lie. Yeah, baby. Thanks, Phil. All right, Phil.
Fair
I like
point.
the passion. I'll give it
Fair
to you.
point.
I'll give it to you. Brian Ehrman sent one in. He just sent his picks in for Washougal. Hayden Deegan to win. Jet Lawrence second. Jorge Prado third. Brian? No Deegs, man. No Prado. But as always, I am very thankful that you keep sending these in. So, you know what? I forgot to tell you guys, there's no race this week, but MX Simulator Pro Nationals fire back off in a couple weeks after Loretta's. So if you're into watching those, the motocross simulations, it's a pretty cool little series. Live on Start Your Systems every Wednesday night before a Pro National. Don't miss the action as the best players in the world. Look to dethrone defending champion Seth Carr as the gate drops on 4 30-minute plus 2-lap motos with ever-changing conditions. You know what? That was all the emails, I think. We didn't get that many this week. I'm looking to make sure there wasn't another one. Yeah, that's it. It's all the expert emails this week. Kind of a bummer. We need more.
So that's it, huh?
Yeah. So I'm going to throw this out early before we get to our FXR picks. Since there's no race this weekend, I was going to have our listeners email motoxpodshow@gmail.com. I want their predictions on my moto results at Loretta's. 3 moto format.
I thought that Kiefer did yours picks on Pulp because Hudson asked him.
He did say what he did say.
And I thought they were pretty fair.
I do too. I
think he said 30, like 30, 35, 34, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. I
30,
remember
34,
thinking,
33, something like that.
It's probably pretty accurate. But then the mud is the great equalizer, so will I be better or worse? Who knows?
Do you think you would? You're tall. Do you think you'll be better in the mud?
I mean, sometimes I ride well in the mud, and other times I ride like shit in the mud. So who knows?
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes
maybe shit. Who knows? I don't have an answer for you.
Okay.
Most people aren't going to be able to watch it because who's going to pay $40 for Flow TV?
Well, I really want to watch your race, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's see. We got plenty of time before AC, so let's do the grill your ass off, bring the heat. I've got a few.
Okay.
If you're looking to grill a savory steak, bake a delicious chicken breast, or make the perfect roasted potatoes, or even fry bacon for breakfast, Grill Your Ass Off has a seasoning to elevate that experience. Jason Murph is a military vet and motocross enthusiast, and his line of seasonings and sauces simply cannot be beat. Guys, here's the bottom line. If you like to cook, if you like to eat, and you like different seasonings, different flavors, Grill Your Ass Off has something for you. It will enhance your eating experience. It will make it better no matter what you're eating. Just visit grillyourassoff.com. You can use my promo code DarksideMX3, all caps, to save 20%. I tell you every time, you're not going to be disappointed, dude. Just order some freaking seasoning. Hell, we actually even get a little cut of that, I think, after a while. So they have other things. They have barbecue sauce. They have jerky. They have ranch dip, donkey dong pickles. They've got a lot of cool stuff on there. So grillyourassoff.com. Check it out. The flavors, the seasonings, just really honestly, to me, they're second to none. The stuff you buy at the grocery store doesn't even compare. They're bigger jars. So I think they're like $20 for a bottle or a jar, whatever you want to call it, but they're pretty good size. So it's worth it. All right. Do you have a Bring the Heat?
I mean, it's kind of just the not having the Racer TV thing.
Yeah.
That's.
I don't like it, dude. I don't know what. I
almost want to tell people just nobody do it.
It has to be because it's more money for them. That's the only thing that makes sense. But I think a lot of people, and the other people have already complained about this. There's a lot of people that just leave it on during the week, or like my parents actually have Flow because my dad races or watches a lot of the dirt track races that are on it. But they're only going to want to watch my 3 motos. That's all they're going to want to do. So if they didn't have Flow racing, I mean, do they really want to go pay $40 for that? A lot of people.
Can I go back and is it archived? Can I go back and watch them?
I have no idea, man.
Can
it also there's other races, like I think Snowshoe was on there. There's other MX Sport events that were on there. I don't remember what the list was. So like you get a few things for it, but I just don't think the people that are watching, most of the people that are watching the Reddit give a shit to pay money for that.
And now there's no comment section. That was the best part.
Oh yeah.
Was the live chat.
Everybody asking when Deegs races.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. I think it's a mistake. In my opinion, it's a mistake.
Maybe they'll pull the plug last minute.
I don't think so. I think it's too late. There's probably a contract.
Yeah,
I do think it's a mistake.
I didn't
don't
even
like
know, and well, that's another thing is I just heard about it by other people complaining on other shows.
Oh, really?
I didn't even they're not advertising it. Like how would
It's definitely on MXSports.com, and I think it's on Racer X.
But
And
like
stuff
as
like
a
that.
casual fan, I would be the moto would be
Trying to
coming
tune in
on
like you normally
Tuesday,
do?
and I would be like, oh, what the hell? Why isn't it Race TV?
And dude, like, what are the chances it even works well? I believe they've had a lot of issues with Flow Racing.
Like if I'm gonna pay money for it, it better like enhance the experience, and it doesn't sound like it's going to.
I don't think
Sounds
it's
like
going
gonna
to.
be
I mean,
worse.
again, my dad watches like USAC sprint cars and modify a lot of dirt track racing on there, and it's not great.
You don't have the chat function now,
Right.
And also you don't have the ability to like, I don't know how it's going to work, but like I can go into watching it live and rewind and go back to where I want to watch and then skip back forward.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to have that.
I'd say it's probably unlikely. I don't know that for sure, but
I don't know.
I don't think Flow Racing's website, app, etc., is like the top of the line quality.
I remember when they tried to do the outdoors on MAV TV and it didn't work, and then they had it on Flow instead.
So bad.
And I did not like that experience.
Right.
Even like, I mean, it was what it was. That's where you had to watch it, but I don't remember it being like, oh, this Flow TV app is actually like pretty nice. I remember it being like really hard to find. You had to scroll through like some random Seattle track meet and be able to find the race. And so no telling, since they've been doing it on Racer TV the last 5 or 6 years, since I've been doing the show, at least.
Yeah.
I've been watching.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I definitely sat and watched. I left it on all the time when I was when I worked.
It's great
At
background
Vital,
stuff.
you know, like before that, I was working for the city, so I couldn't really do that. But when I was at Vital, I definitely would kick it on and leave it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a mistake.
Yeah.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, that's my bring the heat.
Okay, so I've got 3.
Ooh.
One of them you're gonna like. We'll start with that one. Got an issue with my iPhone.
All right.
I Googled
Talk
it.
to me.
I Googled it, and it's definitely more prevalent in iPhone. But I have multiple Bluetooth devices, receivers, such as earbuds, right? And then over here in the house, I have a stereo in the studio with a Bluetooth receiver. I have another one in my shop. So when I'm out there, I can obviously play my music through the stereo, right?
Okay.
So if I pick... It jumps sometimes. Like I'm listening to my earbuds. But if I walk into the house and the Bluetooth receiver is on in here for the stereo, it will just choose itself to switch to that.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to do that.
That pisses me off. Like, no, I'm listening to something.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't, when the Roadcaster that we record with has Bluetooth, and it will pick what it wants to jump to sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to do
I
that.
don't like that at all. And then the only way to disconnect it is literally I have to power it off every time. Disconnect it. It's very, very annoying. You should be able to,
I can see you crashing
or you
out
can
over
go on
that.
your phone and you can say like, forget this device, but then you have to
yeah.
connect. I don't want to do that. If I pick whichever device, that's the device I want.
Yeah.
Like the one out in the shop, if I walk to the bedroom, which is closer to the shop, it will switch over. And you can hear it out there go, doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
No, I'm not out there, bro.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah, so,
iPhone.
and I Googled it, and I actually chat GPT'd it. And it's like, this does happen. These are your options. All the things I said. Powered off, forget it.
But
Really-
you
and
like the convenience of being able to switch whenever you want, but you
Yes.
just want to switch
I
when
just want
you
to be able to go on my
to.
phone and pick the one I want, and that's the one I want.
Does it say the Android's better for that?
It didn't say that, but it said like, ask questions, chat GPT. It's like, which phone are you using and what type of devices are you using? That will help me. And I said, I have an iPhone and my earbuds and a Bluetooth receiver. And it goes, okay, that makes sense. Actually, that's pretty common. So that made me think it's pretty common with the iPhone.
Should have asked it. So should I get an Android and this won't have this problem?
It's not enough of an issue that I'm switching.
Okay.
But yeah, so I thought you would enjoy.
Yeah, I do.
I do have a negative
makes me
thing
smile.
with my iPhone, and it pisses me off pretty regularly.
That is kind of irritating. Like just
Like I have 2, these right here. Anybody that's on YouTube, these are just some like Amazon earbuds. I have
Yeah.
2 of these, and if I open this pack and put them in my ear, but then I grab the other ones and like the lid just barely flips open, it will jump over to those. That's not iTunes. That's not phone related. That's just this particular product.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know.
I don't know if this is quite the same scenario, but like I have my remote control for my TV. I use it like on an app on my phone.
Yeah.
And it's a Bluetooth thing, and I can have that on, and then like still like Bluetooth connect to my speaker. And I've never had any issue like that. I know it's probably not quite the same thing because I'm not telling it to output something.
Right.
But it's Android and it does multiple Bluetooth things without messing anything else up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a place where the Android's superior. I definitely, the bottom line is I don't feel like it should switch devices without. What's that?
The accessibility of an Android's better.
What do you mean by accessibility?
I just heard people say that. Like
you don't even know what it means?
No, I do. Like it's like the functions of the phone, like being able to access stuff, do things. It's easier on an Android.
I don't know if I agree. I had an Android for years. I feel like that part of it's about the same.
Okay, well the pictures and video quality is better on
the
an
cameras.
Android.
The camera's definitely better on the Droid too, but I don't care that much about that, so it doesn't really affect me.
Okay, well, be an inferior.
Yeah. All right. My other two. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted some photos of my Loretta's race bike. And I have a few people that are like, oh.
You should have known better than to even put
that
that on there.
I did, because I think I even I don't know if I did on that one, but I was expecting.
Yeah, well, but why?
Why?
Why even put yourself up for
that? Because I wanted to show the photo of my bike, man. I'm proud
but you
of
skip
it.
that. Just skip that one.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
But I had a bunch of responses on like how bad my seat cover installation was. And how my airbox cover looks because it's modified with holes. So first things first, F you people, suck it. No,
I mean, you subjected yourself to this.
The seat cover is actually really good. It has a wing and it makes it look like it's wrinkled. So a couple of these guys, I sent the actual photos of the seat installation, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's actually not that bad." But
that's the rib, yeah.
Well, there is a wrinkle
wing.
right in the front of the rib, like a little one. I couldn't quite get that spot tight on the side. But it's fine, man. It's actually a pretty damn good job, in my opinion. Then somebody else was like, no, I was actually commenting on your fuel cap cover.
Oh,
I didn't even staple that. That's just like
I can see.
That's like what do you call like a shower cap, man? It's just flopped over. There's no staples in it. It's whatever. I didn't care. The airbox cover has a bunch of holes in it because I have the XPR second injector and vortex, and they suggest you doing this airbox or this air filter cover modification to get more air. So there's a bunch of holes, and they're like, "Oh, your holes look like." Some dude said, "Like it looks like you used a jigsaw." Like it's actually a step bit. They're perfect circles, but I put the new graphics on. The holes were already there, so then I had to trim the circles out with an X-Acto knife. But I put wire mesh on the inside, the bottom side of the cover, to keep debris from going into the air filter, just to keep a little bit keep the dirt out from these huge holes.
Yeah.
So it really gives me about 1/16 of an inch to put the tip of the X-Acto knife in and trim. And yeah, I didn't trim the graphics all that great. It was just my graphics were jagged. I did clean it up a little bit,
That's
but
the sport we're in, man.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's my bike. You worry about yourself.
Then don't post it.
I know, that's true. That's actually true. The other one is,
Okay.
I think, did we talk about the armadillos in my yard on the show? I feel like I talked about having a problem when you guys were leaving last week. Does that even sound familiar?
No.
Okay.
I did notice you had a big cock in your yard when I got here.
Oh, is the rooster out there? That's Rasputia.
Rasputia?
That's what Amber and the girls named it, Rasputia. It lives across behind me somewhere. I've had a damn it, what do you call it? I'm having an armadillo infestation apparently. So I went out to work
what do they
out.
Get into?
Huh?
Are they a nuisance?
Oh yeah, they tear your yard up. Like if you go look at my yard, there's holes everywhere. They tear it up like hogs.
Oh really?
They dig and they're looking for worms and bugs.
Okay.
So I don't know. A week ago, I went out to go work out at 4:15 in the morning, and there was 2 in my front yard. So took care of those. And then my neighbor,
it's Texas, yeah.
My neighbor texted me like, "Hey man, I killed an armadillo in my yard that I saw on my he said I tracked it from your yard. I was out in the yard and it came over to my yard and I killed it." He said I've killed 10 in the last 4 nights. He lives right across the street. So I've killed 3 in the last week. And they just
pandemic.
Dude, they just keep coming, bro. It's driving me insane. I set my alarm for every 2 hours and I go out and walk around trying to see if there's anything out there. I haven't seen anything last week, but I keep seeing fresh holes.
Yeah.
It's driving me insane. It's definitely
old.
like I have good grass and it's jacking my grass up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just been clipping them with the 1022 and haul them off, but they're gross, man. I don't even think you're supposed to kill armadillos. I think they might be protected, so probably I just screwed up.
Oh, here, let me to
But
check that for you.
dude, they're destroying my yard, and there's so many. Like, I don't know why this is like I've never had this before. I've had one a year, maybe, not this many. It's unreal. If they are protected, this wasn't actually. I was just
No, just kidding.
I was just kidding. It's not real.
Wait, hold on.
I also have had a damn it, another animal in my damn yard a lot. I can't think of what the raccoon. I've had a raccoon come in and eating off the bird feeders a lot. So there's lots of wildlife in my yard, but the armadillos are driving me insane, dude. Yeah, are you looking it up right now?
You know, it is not illegal to kill an armadillo in Texas, as they are classified as non-game animals
Good.
with no closed season or bag limits. However, you must have a valid hunting license, or you can use lawful means on private property with landowner permission.
Cool. I fall into all those. Let's do the Renthal read, and then we're going to get AC on. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I wasn't going to do the Renthal read just yet, but when you think motocross handlebars, you think Renthal. And why is that?
Is that the best?
Because they're the best. With over 50 years of racking up hundreds upon hundreds of world titles and U.S. titles, Renthal continuously proves that they are the premier handlebar used by Red Bull, KTM, Monster Energy, Pro Circuit, Kawasaki, Honda, HRC. Whether it's the Fat Bar, Twin Wall, or even the OG 7/8 Renthal bars, they are unmatched. And if you visit renthal.com, all orders of $99 and up are free shipping through their direct-to-consumer shopping experience. Also, you can get the new lock-on grips. Those are in stock. The 661 bars are in stock. The 995 equivalent twin wall, in stock. I actually used the 661. I put those on my bike, rode once with it. Really, really like that bar. It actually kind of got me straightened up a little bit because I'm tall. Like, it's a little bit higher bend than what I've been running. But yeah, lock-on grips are in stock. Mountain bike products, pedals, all kinds of stuff in stock. Renthal.com.
You're actually missing out on a big business opportunity here.
I am?
Yeah, you could use the armadillos and make the armadillo hats. Especially with you can make
an armadillo hat.
Yeah, it was. They kind of made a joke about it on Dukes of Hazzard when the movie.
Oh boy,
came out.
I've never watched the Dukes of Hazzard movie, man.
Really? Okay. Anyways, yeah, you can make armadillo hats.
At a real armadillo.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
Well, I mean, it's like
We can
making
come
like
back to
a
this.
fur coat. You don't like put the guts on it.
No, it's not the same, bro.
It is.
It's not. All right.
like the same
Our next
process.
guest of the night is on the line. I don't know if he knows anything about armadillos or anything else like
Armadillo
that,
hats.
but he's going to be brought to you tonight by Guts Racing. Grip, control, and confidence. Elevate your ride with Guts Racing seat covers. Trusted by top pros and everyday riders alike. Designed for maximum traction and durability, Guts seat covers keep you locked in when the track gets rough and the stakes get high. Tonight, Guts Racing brings us Mr. Adam Cianciarulo from the ACJB show, Race Day Live, Kawasaki ambassador. You there? You there, AC? He's not there. He hung up. Awesome. Hang tight.
It's okay. I'm looking up armadillo hats.
You did what? Look.
Hello, you got me?
Yeah. Sorry, man. We were doing the read. I must have hung up on you.
No problem at all. How you gentlemen doing?
We're doing good, man. We're doing good. How you been?
I can't complain at all. You know, I think my summers, I've wanted to keep them. I wanted to keep them kind of open because
Yeah.
you guys know I love the golf and whatnot. And with, doing Supercross in the playoffs, it's been a great kind of schedule for me. Get to kind of do what I want, live the retired life in the summer, and then, of course, still being connected to the sport like I am. Definitely antsy to do some work again.
Yeah. Have you been riding much? Because I feel like I saw you post a few things, like you've been kind of going out and spend some laps on your Kawi.
So I did go and ride with Twitch. I think the last 2 times I've ridden, I've been hitting freestyle ramps. So I'm more so focused on getting the body in a better spot right now. I still have some rotator cuff damage in my right shoulder. I've got some knee stuff, and I'm actually getting a plate and screws out of my wrist a little later this month. So I've kind of been more focused on the physical therapy side of things because I want to get to the point, where riding, I don't have to deal with the pain that I deal with right now. So we're full court press on getting the body right at the moment. But how's your Loretta's prep going?
Well, Adam, it's actually not bad. I haven't been able to ride much the last couple of weeks because I had to go back to doing a real job since I'm not at Vital anymore. So
That's fine. We're tapering. We're tapering.
But I mean, when I do go ride, like I rode 2 weeks ago, I did 4 25s. So,
wow.
Certainly not at like all out. I don't even have much of an all out, but it's steady, pretty decent laps. But like I've been saying this for weeks, Adam. I don't really my results at Loretta's. I don't really care where I finish because I'm a guy that's on the bubble of even qualifying. I would like to be 35th or better, but I'm going for the experience, man. I want to have fun. I want to just enjoy the experience. I want to get in Chris Kiefer's way when he's lapping me. And other than that, I don't care.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Hold loosely to the results, trust the process, as they say.
That's it. And I've been riding a little bit of ruts. I posted a video of me riding a couple weeks ago and I got destroyed on my technique. So I hit up like Scotty Winterstrom lives nearby and my buddy, my co-producer's kid race pro, and they helped me a little bit. So they helped me stand up through the corners and work on some technique stuff that's not easy to change when you're 51 years old, but I definitely think I will be better than I was a couple weeks ago. So I'm actually pretty optimistic of doing decent and having a good time for sure.
One thing about Loretta's these days, I've been blown away every time I go back because, man, that track gets rough now. It always got rough.
Yeah.
If you had growing up in the 2000s, like if you had a moto after 4 o'clock or so, you knew it was going to be rough. But some of the braking bumps out there, I think it was just there a couple of years ago, kind of blows me away. Like it's a straight up man's track.
Well, that doesn't speak well for me.
Oh, you'll be just fine.
Yeah.
You'll be just fine.
I think it's going to be, look, I'm going to leave there at the end of the week with a smile on my face and I'll be happy that I got to do it. So that it's going to be the experience. I'm certainly not going to go out and podium or top 10, but I'm going to have fun. But, so I want to get your thoughts on a couple of things though. That's why I got you on here. I want to get a couple of your best memories, and they don't have to even be necessarily the racing times. It could be in the creek or whatever, but give me 2 or 3 of your best memories at Loretta's.
All right, man, I've got a lot of them. I've got bad ones. I've got good ones. I'll start. My first year there was 2002. I was on a little 50 in the 4 to 6 class. And I think I became famous that week, not for anything I did on the track, but I was doing like backflips, jumping off the cliff into the creek.
Okay.
Back when the creek, now if you try to do that, the creek's only about 2 feet deep. Probably wouldn't work out for you.
Yeah.
But that was my first memory of Loretta's, is going there and jumping off the cliff over and over and over again. Of course, getting the funnel cakes and the snow cones and everything else. Gosh, what else?
Let me interrupt you for just a second. Do you know that Zacho has never got to play in the creek when he was going as an amateur?
I'm sure, because I was kind of scared. I think that might have been the only time I ever went in the creek, because everybody started to get ear infections from going in there.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it was like a big no-no. That's probably, did Zach say why?
He just said they were there to race and his parents wouldn't let him. Like, you're not here to go play and maybe get hurt. You're here to race.
I guess I respect it.
Yeah.
It's a serious matter down there at the ranch.
Yeah. Okay. Back to your story. Sorry.
Yeah. So I remember first year I signed with Kawasaki, it was 2004. And it was weird. I could have been racing a 50 still as a 7-year-old, but we decided I needed to get better on the 65. So I just straight up did not race a 50 at all. In 2004, I was just probably fast and completely out of control on a 60, about 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
But I had it in my mind. I was a jumper when I was a kid. I just wanted to jump everything. And I remember being there the year before on a 50 in 03 and thinking to myself, man, when I get on a 65, I am, no doubt about it, I'm going to triple out of the 10 commandments. Because that was just like to me, that was like a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Like I'm not yeah, I need to accomplish this goal before we accomplish anything else. And so my dumbass went out there the first lap of practice and just completely sent it. Like the first lap, I think you roll around, but the second lap when there's no yellow flags or whatever, I sent the triple out and just completely frame cased it. And I still vividly remember, I think I had the wind knocked out of me for, I don't know, half of the practice, maybe 5 minutes. I was sitting there rolling on the floor like a clown. So that didn't go great. I guess what's a good one? I think it might have been 2011 or 2012, maybe my last year at the ranch. I think one of the cool things about Loretta's is, and especially back then, before SMX Next, before anything, you knew Mitch Payton was going to be there. You knew Davey Coombs was going to be there, Simon Cudby, all these guys that, as growing up in the sport, you idolize these people. And I remember I think it was Davey Coombs and Mitch, and I saw Simon Cudby somewhere over there as well. And I got a gate pick. I think I got like 28th gate pick. But I said to myself, I'm going all the way outside right now because I want to get a whole shot from the far outside gate in front of these guys. Like, I want to show them what I can do.
Yeah.
And so instead of going, halfway outside, I just went all the way to the outside gate. And I remember I pulled the whole shot. I think I got a Racer X cover that year as well. And I'd like to think some of it had to do with the decision of me just going all the way to the outside gate.
Maybe I should try that. You think I can do that, Scotty?
You should. Why not?
Yeah, on a 250F
on the 250F, you think I can do that?
Yeah, you got it.
I mean,
I can tell you, drawing the spoons there.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of things. I did a lot of things in racing over my career. There's not a lot of things that made me more nervous than pulling a spoon at Loretta's, because you could win every race. At least that's how it was back then. You could win every race all year long, and if you went to Loretta's and you blew it, I mean, your year was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like the weight of the world going into drawing a spoon.
Okay, that rolls into like the next topic I want to get. What did Loretta's mean to you and your amateur career when you were at that point? And then I want to kind of ask you like what you think it means now, if it's changed. But that you just said it though, that was everything, right? Loretta's was everything.
Yeah, it really was. It really was everything. There was, of course, a lot of pressure, a lot of expectation, but I think it was always viewed. I always tried to view it more, as an opportunity. Like YouTube was starting to get popular. So some, people had seen me ride a little bit, but to me, I was always like, especially when I was a kid, I was like a performer. I wanted to perform in front of the most amount of people, in front of the people in the industry that really accomplished people, these guys that you looked up to, like I mentioned before. But it was gnarly. There was a lot of pressure. And of course the expectation for me was always to win, and not win by 5 seconds. I had to win by 20 or 30 seconds. Otherwise it might as well been a loss for me.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of pressure, but you look back now, of course, and, I see a lot of good memories and things that shaped me into who I am today. So it is just a bit of a pressure cooker. And I think it's probably changed a little bit with a lot of guys from Europe coming over here and having a lot of success. And then the SMX Next program, it's not maybe as important as it once was, but I do think there is something that's not quite quantifiable just in terms of what it's done for the culture in amateur motocross. I think it means a lot in the sport. And of course I would like to see it stick around for as long as possible.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. So do you think it holds less weight for the OEMs or the Team Greens as it did, 15 years ago? Do you think it, because like you said, SMX Next is such a big thing now, and I feel like their focuses have shifted a little bit.
I think so. I think so much of it now is, can you ride Supercross?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you can, it's great to be really good outdoors. But if you, of course, you had to have a choice. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but it just comes down to the guys that can show potential in Supercross. And so that's why I think maybe the SMX Next now is a little bit more in terms of prospects. You're kind of looking for that Supercross skill above all else. But I do think there's something to be said about, there is a lot of pressure at Loretta's. It's a big event still. A lot of big names are there. And I think it's good for teams to see that these kids can perform, at a race of that magnitude, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
Yeah, AC, I was looking through your vaults since we're talking about Loretta stuff, and we know, going off what we were talking about earlier, you didn't, all that pressure and stuff, you did pretty good, man. You had a lot of ones there.
Well,
but
yeah, I think he's tied for the most.
Yeah, one thing I did forget is, it's been a while, and I forgot that you never did big bikes there. You went straight.
No.
Yeah, you went straight to the big bikes after that. Just kind of refresh our memory a little bit on how that process went and how that decision made to go from that last Super Mini title to straight to the pros.
Yeah, man, it really happened. It happened quickly. I was so, and I laugh about it. I think about it from time to time, and I laugh. I was absolutely petrified. I was never going to be tall enough or big enough to ride a 250. And also just some of the kids, I was bullied so hard for being like just such a little shit, and so once I finally hit that, Bones, Mitch at Pro Circuit, it was always, you have to be 120 pounds. So once I hit that mark, I didn't want to race a Super Mini the last year I was at Loretta's in 2012. A lot of the guys that I kind of viewed as competition were a year or two older than me. And a lot of those guys had already moved up into the B class. So I kind of felt like I was being left behind a little bit. But I remember I got on the 250 after that would have been late August of 2012. And then I did the amateur all-star race at Monster Cup, which went really well. And yeah, I think I had a kind of a natural transition for me into Supercross. And I think I impressed a lot of people just getting ready for Monster Cup at the Supercross track. And so I think the idea of me turning pro in 2013 started to look more like a reality. But if I had to look back and place my finger on anything, I honestly was just, the joy of winning amateur races had gone away at that point in my career. There was nothing left for me to do there. It's like, if I won, it was expected. If I lost, it was a big deal. So even moving up into the pros a little early, I was excited to, like, I knew a lot of those guys were better than me, and that's what I wanted. And that's kind of what I had done my whole amateur career, is moved up a little soon until it came time to go to a big bike, of course, because I had to wait for me to grow a little bit. But I really just wanted a challenge. I wanted to get out of I just wasn't having a lot of fun winning amateur races. And so I thought it was time to move up. I cannot believe, when I look back at pictures, videos now, of how small I was at Budds Creek in 2013. I cannot believe that. I can't believe they let me out there. But it did lead to me winning some Supercross races in 2014. So I don't think it was completely crazy.
Right. No, I mean, obviously you had the talent. Yeah. I feel like Ryder D was similar. He was so little when he first went pro. I mean, he might have been.
Yeah, he was.
He might have been a little bigger than you, but he was such a little kid. And then, he didn't really grow into himself. I feel like until maybe year 2 of his pro career.
That's one of the guys, when I watch now, that makes me feel a little old, because my last year at Loretta's was his first year. I think he won the 50 class as like a 5-year-old. Like he looked like maybe he was 3.5. He looked like he could still be in diapers, and he was out there crushing it already. But yeah, definitely a lot of good memories at the ranch. Now I'm excited for you, Dark Side. You're going to do well, man.
I appreciate it. I'm going to give you 2 listener questions, and then we're going to let you go.
Love it.
All right. This is from Instagram. Posty25 says, Adam, would you swap all of your amateur wins and titles for a Supercross win?
That's a great question. It's funny. I think being a little bit more of an aware kid, I never really viewed Loretta's or any other. I was never one to really count my championships. Like I've had so many people come up to me and ask me, how many, amateur titles did you win? I've got no clue. I always viewed it as a stepping stone. Like I had to win these races in order to have the opportunity to compete at the highest level. So if anything, I wish that, and you could play this game all day long, but I wish I enjoyed it. I wish I enjoyed the ride a little more. I think I was always so driven to compete at the highest level. Everything was geared towards that. So I could go out there and win every moto at Loretta's and it was on to the next thing. I never even stopped to think about it for a second.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, I'd probably give away some Loretta's titles for a 450 Supercross win, I would say. At least you got a couple outdoors.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of a little bit of a what came first, chicken or the egg thing, because you got your opportunities to put yourself in position to win the premier stuff because of what you did as an amateur.
But
absolutely, and I think I think I won. I was really good, really young, and so it was always like I was trying to hold all these guys off, because you can do a couple doubles on the track when you're 5 or 6 years old and you can win by a minute, no problem. Of course, you're not always going to be winning by a minute. So I think there was this sense that people were closing the gap and I was trying to keep them behind me.
Yeah, but you're just such a driven guy that it's always the next thing and trying to get to the absolute pinnacle. And we could see that with your personality over the years, that how driven you were, but it brought a lot of success.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Obviously
it was fun, man.
You didn't get the titles you wanted, but you could see you were successful in other ways. Like I know Mathis has said this, I think, or maybe Daniel Blair said it, was that the night you lost the 250 Supercross title there and then you did the interview with him, like that showed what kind of person you are. So I think you were successful in other ways.
Right. And I think, I tell people this all the time. I think if of course we all want our life to go the way we want it to go. And sometimes we tend to think, and like I did for a long time, that if you do the right things, you work hard, you want it bad enough, you're a good person, like these things are going to work out. And I think across the board, it's not just me, everybody, like there's not a lot of people not everybody can be the Ricky Carmichaels of the world, the Ryan Villapotos of the world. But I think if you carry a good attitude into the things that you do, you try to learn from your mistakes and you pivot, essentially just pivot with enthusiasm and not hold on so tightly to the version of life that you want to live. Yeah. I think you end up in a good spot, wherever that is, even if it's not exactly what you thought.
I agree. And again, I think you've been successful, and man, you're one of the good ones.
I appreciate that, man.
All right. Last question here. This is from Cleary Welds. Would Adam race the new 2-stroke at next year's Loretta's?
Oh, wow.
You going to make it back?
Wow. Yeah, that's, I have played that game in my mind in terms of, because I haven't done a single race of any sort at all since Salt Lake 2024. And I would imagine I will end up racing something at some point. I've toyed around with the idea of doing some of the Australian Supercrosses or
there you go.
Things like this. But to be honest with you, man, I think all my energy has gone into, for one, you kind of got to learn how to live life as a civilian. Right. It's a massive adjustment. And growing up, you never really think past the end of your career. Right. And I don't know. I love what I have going on so much right now that I'm not super motivated. It's not like I'm sitting around bored and I'm like, oh, I should go race this or I should do that. But I wouldn't rule that out. Like I still absolutely love riding my dirt bike. And I think if I can get my body into a spot that's more sustainable going forward, I do think you'll probably see me back at the ranch at some point.
All right.
some
I like
You
it.
heard it here first.
Yeah. We'll have to tweet that out. AC's
Yeah,
back.
I mean, look, don't hold your breath, boys.
Yeah.
Don't hold your breath. But again, I love the sport too much to rule out any type of racing at all.
That's
You know what
good.
I mean?
That excites me. I'd like to see you back out there. Yeah. Battling with Phil or somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh yeah.
That now the keyboard warriors can be like Adam Cianciarulo possibly racing 2027.
yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe it's not. Maybe it won't be Loretta's, because I also don't want people to think I'm like, I don't know, trying to. Who's got the most titles at Loretta's? Is it
You.
Is it Kevin Walker?
No, I think, well, I mean,
Somebody's got more than me, surely.
I thought you were tied.
I mean,
Let me
you,
see.
James Stewart,
Let me
and
see.
Mike Alessi have 11. Now, if anybody, like, I thought Mike Brown might have more, but he's got 10. And then,
Let me see
maybe.
if AI will tell me.
Yeah, I tried to kind of Google that for like all classes, that maybe there is like a vet or somebody that has more, but I didn't come up with that number anywhere. So I don't know.
Well, I
you
can
and,
tell you this.
You and Alessi share.
And James, I think James has 11 too.
I went earlier in the year. I went and rode Supercross at Fox Raceway with my old trainer's son, little Vincent Wayne, who's not so little anymore, and Dean Wilson. And man, I sat behind them for a couple laps, and I can tell you, fellas, I want no part of pro sport whatsoever.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
part of it. I lost the speed, gentlemen. So if we're gonna go back, we're gonna be pulling the dark side program. We're gonna be going for the fun of it.
Yeah.
For the fun.
I think that's what it should be. I think some of these guys take it
Absolutely.
way too serious, man.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I've got to go
For
battle
sure.
Ezra Lusk and Chris Kiefer.
Yeah,
so,
battle.
yeah,
Battle, the operative word there.
Absolutely battle. Scotty? I actually do have one more quick one just for a second. I forgot about this. Me and Lewis were talking earlier, and we were just the topic. He mentioned that you were doing the MX Insider at the you guys were doing at Dignity Health Sports Park. Did you guys go do that already? How is that venue? What do you think that's gonna? Is that well, I just got tongue tied as all kinds.
It's gonna be good.
You think it's gonna be good?
Yeah, I was kind of blown away by the facility.
Okay.
To be honest with you, you never really know what you're going to get with the MLS stadiums, right? We have seen, I think Birmingham. Isn't Birmingham an MLS stadium?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's worked out pretty well. I was just blown away by how big the facility was. They have all these different training areas, and I probably saw 30 LA Galaxy. I don't know if they have like a youth developmental program or what's going on, but there's a lot of moving parts to that sport. But I do think it's going to be a great playoff event, and I'm very excited that it's only about an hour from the crib. That's real nice.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, Adam, I think we took enough of your time. I appreciate you doing this. I know you are very busy and of course, man. I don't always get a lot of your time, so thank you.
No, happy to do it. I'm excited for you, man. If you need anything from me, you know where to find me.
All right. I'm going to send you a photo. I got a great butt patch. I'm not telling anybody about it yet, but I'm going to send you a photo and see what you think.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
Okay.
Send it over.
All right, man. Have a good night. Thanks for doing this, dude.
All right. Thanks, gentlemen. Have a good one.
You too. Adam Cianciarulo tonight, brought to you by Guts Racing. Always good to get him on. It's been a while. I haven't had Adam on that many times.
I mean, it's a good time to have him on. I mean, he's
I thought it'd be interesting to get him.
Him and Alessi both have 11. Stu has 7, and Carmichael had 10.
I wonder what. See, I chat GPT'd earlier, like who has the most, and it said James, Alessi, and AC were tied. So, but now that you say that I believe you.
Superior Google AI.
Shut up.
On my
You're an
Android.
idiot. Your Android phone.
It's more accurate.
It's using dial-up internet. It does a good job connecting and disconnecting to the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
It's using your.
I mean, I want to take a win when I can.
Yeah. Try to get Bubba Pauli on the phone here. Let's see. We're waiting on him to answer. So great radio.
Yeah.
We're going to be brought to you by Race Tech tonight. For over 40 years, Race Tech has been supplying the motorcycle industry with high-quality suspension components. But in case you didn't know, they're also building reliable, world-class engines, which requires a combination of state-of-the-art equipment and experienced, knowledgeable technicians. Race Tech provides quality, precision engine services using the best equipment processes in the industry. Racetech.com. Tonight, Race Tech brings us the team owner of the ISRT Supercross team, Bubba Pauli. What's up, Bubba? Okay, I think it must have went to voicemail. Awesome. We'll try that again. Great radio. You guys, do the Cherubies read here.
From the factory floor
cool.
to the finish line, this is a Cherubies. For over 40 years, we've shaped the look, feel, and protection of motocross. Every curve, every vent, every color is engineered for riders who push the limits. At Cherubies, plastics and accessories are built for durability, tested in the harshest conditions, and are trusted by champions worldwide. Whether you're lining up at the gate or chasing your next ride, a Cherubies gives your bike the identity it deserves. A Cherubies equals innovation, protection, and performance. Visit cherubiesUSA.com or from your local retailer or however you get your motorcycle parts. Get a Cherubies. That's the way to do it. They're the best.
Is that the way?
That's the way to do it.
All right, we've got him on the line. Brought to you by Race Tech, team owner of ISRT Kawasaki, Bubba Pauli. What's up, Bubba?
Oh, I'm doing good. I didn't. My phone didn't ring, so I don't know what happened.
Oh, weird. Yeah, it rang here. Well, it rang all the way through, went to voicemail, but no big deal. It's technology.
Yeah.
How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing all right. Just winding down. Set some time aside to talk with you guys, and yeah, got a week off racing. So,
Well, it's a couple weeks off of racing, but how much time do you actually get to just chill?
My life doesn't really consist of chill.
Okay.
My wife tells me that all the time. So, Derek and Scott were over testing with Mark Fitness today. So those guys, I mean, dude, those guys are on the road in our rig and everything too. So they got back from Washougal Monday afternoon. They were in the shop a little bit yesterday, and then they drove 3 hours to his place today. So their time off doesn't really exist.
Yeah, that's this sport as a whole, right? You get maybe a couple weeks. I mean, really, you get very little time before it's just time to go again. You don't get any downtime.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're hungry to succeed. So
Yeah.
there's really no purpose of kind of waiting and resting. It's just like, let's get going. Otherwise we're going to regret that we took the time off.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's talk about the team, man. Obviously, you started out with Vince Freeze, and you had Cornelius Tondel for outdoors, and we all know what happened. Cornelius got an opportunity to go race with the factory team, and then you got Mark Finnis on the bike. But what is that process? How difficult is that process of switching riders around and dealing with when it comes to a privateer team?
Yeah, I mean, it's not our first rodeo with changing riders out mid-season. I mean, we've had riders go out with injury the last, several years, unfortunately. So it's always been big for me to grab a replacement guy, a fill-in guy, and put somebody on the bike. So, so we've been experienced with bringing a new guy in mid-season, and it's never easy. Like, you guys, hey, we got 2 days, let's get on the bike and let's go race. And it's just like, okay, everybody's got high expectations, but it rarely works out right off the bat. So in this situation, when Tondel went over to Kawasaki, we had Mark Finnis on the bike. We had 2 days on the bike, could have went and raced Southwick, but it really wasn't stacking in our favor. Like, he was riding good, but we're like, man, like, we've been there, done that. Like, let's take some more time. And, Vince wasn't on the bike that week either. So, I was like, let's just be smart about this. It's like we can come out stronger, more prepared. And it was definitely worth it when we went to Millville. Mark came on and kind of surprised us, surprised himself, kind of surprised everybody. So
yeah.
I'm really happy we took the time to do that. But, to change a rider out, like most people think it's like, yeah, you got to get the guy on the bike, get him, get testing, get comfortable, this and that. And it's like, there's so much more on the back end that goes into it, just from all the communicating with sponsors and, just anything and everything. I mean, I was just call, sending emails, updates, trying to get press releases ready, because over here, like, we do it all. Like, that's, we're not a big team. Like, I don't have a PR person, I don't have a legal team, like reviewing contracts and making phone calls and getting press releases out. Like, that's all at my desk. So, it's a lot, but, we have a lot of support. People were happy, understanding. Obviously they knew and trust that we were going to get a guy on the bike to hopefully be at that level. And I would say we exceeded that expectation, but yeah, so much on the back end. In the Southeast Sales Power Sports, the dealership that we work with too, like, that John over there, like he's a former road racer, and I mean he loves the sport, like, and obviously his relationship with Kawasaki as well. Like he helped get a lot of stuff done too, which was, sped up the process a lot. Kind of made it sure that I was, I would say content, but like, hey, this is an okay move, like, and we're gonna come out, in a good place on this, and obviously on the track, we proved that right away at Millville with Mark's finish up there.
Yeah, again, like you said, I was surprised by Mark's finish, and I'm really happy for you guys. But yeah, the reason I asked that question is, again, a privateer team, a lot less resources than, say, factory Kawasaki. So yeah, you just mentioned doing it all yourself. You got to probably readjust the budget, like you said, get the sponsors on board, find him a bike, figure out where he's going to ride, where he's traveling from, all that. Everything just changes, and it's all on you basically, or I'm assuming your wife probably helps out a little bit, but you don't have a full team. So I was curious about the resources of doing that.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like the resources and organization and scheduling, like it's really just me and Derek.
Okay.
My wife, actually, she doesn't want much to do with racing.
Okay, smart.
She's like, hey, you raced our entire career, and she's just like, okay, this is what we do. But she tolerates it, I would say, but then supportive, yes, but like she's not running the business side of it.
Yeah.
If she was running the business side of it, things would be. You guys don't need that, and I'm like, no, we need that. So,
yeah. Derek would be out of a job. We don't need him.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
Yeah, let him go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, he's actually going to a WWE show tomorrow though, so we do have some time off. He's driving about an hour and a half to go to a WWE show, so half the day in the shop and then half the day at WWE.
Yeah, he's always looking for what concerts in town or what wrestling event. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he makes it happen too. Like, it doesn't ever affect his work. It's crazy.
That's cool.
Like,
yeah, good for him, man.
Last night, like, I had no idea. Like he worked late and then he showed up early the next day, and I'm like, you did that also? Like,
yeah, he's a grinder.
Yeah, for sure. You got to be in our world and our team. Like, we wouldn't be where we're at without his effort and dedication. And, even the testing this week, I was just like, it wasn't brought up to my suggestion. He's just like, hey, we're going to do this. We're back. We're good. It's all worked out, and he just made it happen. So, I'm very grateful for that. Everybody here, like we communicate well, but we also know what each other needs and like the timing of stuff. So some of it's like, it's almost just like the communication kind of just flows with the effort. Like it's a good environment for sure when it comes to that.
Yeah. I want to stick with the resources for just a second when it comes to the actual equipment, and you get a new rider like Mark. Obviously you need to try to get the bike at least somewhat set up for his preferences, and, it might be different bar bends or whatever. How much of that do you have readily available to when you go from a Cornelius Tondel to Mark Finnis? How much has to be changed? You have to get another bike or two, probably get him a practice bike, maybe wherever he's at. Like, how difficult is that process?
Yeah. So like it worked out pretty well. And actually that's the only reason why it did work out is because Mark's only about 3.5 hours from us.
Okay.
So where our shop's at. So it's pretty easy. And Tondel was back and forth between GPF and with us. And actually after that break or that time from High Point through Redbud, he was with us up in Illinois. So it worked out well logistically for that. Like we had his practice equipment with us. We had all of our stuff in our shop. A lot of our sponsors are keeping us, good and stocked up on, it's not like we have like an insane amount of stuff, but we have what we need. And if we need to make changes, we can. So like, we're very blessed with that. So, with Mark, it was pretty easy with, his weight was similar to Cornelius. His speed was at Redbud was pretty close. So like we knew we would be pretty good there.
Yeah.
It was pretty much simple, like, hey, what bar bend, like this just kind of basic stuff. Like we had that, we got the bike set up. It was no problem. His one request, which is pretty rare from a lot of guys, is handguards. He's like, I gotta have handguards on the bike. Like, and like most guys are like, they don't want to run handguards unless they have to. Like,
yeah. I'm a handguard guy, Bubba. I got handguards on my bike right now.
Yeah. I like them personally, but like, I mean, we had a contract with a sponsor for quite a few years, and like we committed to running handguards, and I had to argue a lot of riders over the years to run handguards. Like, I'm like, look, like, no, we have to.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but I don't want to. I'm like, I don't care. So
not how it works, buddy.
Yeah. So we, but yeah, like I said, it was pretty easy. Like we did have, a good package with Tondel, and we went to the track with just a couple small changes for him that day, and he was coming off a Honda going to a Kawasaki, so obviously the platform change, like, there were some dramatic differences there, and he had some complaint about like vibrations and stuff the first day, and we went back, changed looked everything over, FCP, and had some different engine mounts, like we swapped those out, which we again had stocked and ready to go, so that was pretty easy. Locks on with the triple clamps, like, okay, it was easy there, like, we had some different bar mount adjustments and stuff that we did, and so like then we went back the next day, and he's like, oh yeah, no, it's good, like I don't no vibration, no issue, like I'm good now.
Nice.
So like stuff like that, obviously we know that from all the testing and everything that we put in the back end on it. Like, we don't have like factory resources and like, hey, like here's what you should do with this motorcycle. Like Kawasaki came out with a new platform. Like we went to work and tested everything and through all the different variations and figured out what works, what doesn't, what do we need for different options. Like looking back on it, like there was a ton of work that we did, and me personally riding on the bike, testing through stuff as well. Because I raced up until last year, so
Yeah.
but like I was doing it for myself. As soon as I stepped away from pro racing, I'm still testing. Like bringing Vince on the bike this year. It was like, shoot, like we're close to St. Louis, and a funny story, like we rode press at St. Louis, and he's like, hey, something doesn't feel right. Like, in our shop's 30 minutes away. After press at St. Louis Supercross, I went and rode the bike on our test track, made some changes, and it was like almost dark, like, and we're still like testing out there, making sure like, hey, like we're running through every option we can to make sure like bike's ready to go for tomorrow. And I'm spinning laps on Supercross track, just so that guy's ready to go for tomorrow. Like, it's a pretty cool situation to be in when it comes to that, but the amount of work that goes into that is crazy. Like, obviously you got to have somebody has this ability and skill level to still get around a Supercross track. So my window's short there. I'm well aware of that. Like, I'm not going to be able to do that in 5 years from now.
No,
but
it's impressive what you guys are doing, though.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I like it. I like the challenge, but the resources, like you said, it's, we know what works. We had to, we're still figuring things out, but it's, it doesn't come easy. I mean, you take a stock motorcycle, like I said, we didn't have hey, here's an outline of everything that you should do to make it work the best you can. It's like, no, we didn't have any of that. Like, we had to figure it out ourselves. So, I always like to help people out, but when people are like, hey, what do you do for this? I'm like, dude, I put a lot of work into figuring that out. Like, I don't really want to just tell you.
Yeah. I don't want to share that info. Yeah. Well, that's pretty typical in this industry.
I'd tell you, but
like,
I'd have
can't
to
get any straight answers.
Yeah.
But I was just going to say, as this venture as a team owner has progressed and you're getting more involved and you guys have progressed a lot, and it's been great to see. What is one of the, not maybe the ultimate gratifying moment, but what is like a gratifying moment that you find periodically throughout the day or the week in owning a race team that you kind of hang your hat on when the day's done?
It's changed for sure. I can tell you, like, probably as a whole, and I actually like that you bring this up because I get pretty emotional about it. Like at Millville, for example, like after the first moto, and Mark ran 8th place for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And, like that was a kind of a cool Cinderella story. He finished right in front of Cornelius, who was on the factory bike. So like the filling guy beat him on his old bike, like that was cool and all, but like walking back to the truck, just the quick communication on the headset with the crew, it was like, congrats guys. Like, we all worked our butts off, like just insanely hard for the last couple weeks. And, our world kind of got flipped upside down, right? Like our main guy for outdoors that we were kind of riding on for the summer just kind of didn't really get taken away. I mean, it was like by choice, but like, that was a big deal. Like, and it was scary. And all those guys we all worked so hard, long days, a lot of driving back and forth, and just like without really knowing what the end result was going to be. And after that, it was just that, good job guys, thank you. They were excited, but hey, we got to get back to work. And that like little split second of, thanking my crew, but also congratulating them and knowing like how much that means to them. Like, that's why they work so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was so gratifying. And, you know, but it's like, hey, we got an hour and a half and we're back on the gate. So don't
Yeah.
celebrate too much because you got to get back to work.
Yeah.
Right on back to business.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this: when the opportunity, when Factory Kawasaki comes to you and hey, they want to pick up Cornelius, how does that work? Like, what do you get out of that? How does that build the relationship that you have with Kawasaki? How does that help it? I mean, obviously it helps it, but in what ways? Kind of walk us through that situation.
Yeah. I mean, I can't get into like crazy big details,
Yeah.
but I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, Cornelius, you know, like any rider wants to be on a factory team, right?
Of
You know,
course.
so like, and you know, he was on a Kawasaki, Chase went out. So, you know, he's like, hey man, might be an opportunity there. And like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then, you know, they called him and, you know, it was just like, oh crap. You know, he was on his way back from the test track with Derek and his mechanic that day. And they called me. He like panic called me. Like I was in the middle of doing something. He called me 3 times in a row. And like they're driving my van down the highway. I'm just like, oh man, maybe they like crashed or something, you know? Like I thought he was joking at first. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Like, yeah, Theo called you. All right. You know, okay, well. And I was like, well, what'd you tell him? He's like, I told him I got to talk to you. And I'm like, yes, like you do, like you have a contract with me. So
Yeah, of course.
you know, so, you know, I was like, well, like, I got to talk to him. You know, I was like, I don't know what they have in mind, you know, but at the end of the day, I was like, my first thought was like, if I mess this up for this kid from Norway that like just up and left everything he's known, like he could have had some rides in the MXGP, like, you know, and he's had some good results there. Like if I get in the way or mess this opportunity up for him, like he's going to hate me with everything he's got. Like, and he's a good guy, but still, you know, like
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
lose all my trust in my rider. So, you know, but at the end of the day, like we're the ones that took the chance on him and worked with him and helped him get over here and get everything lined up. And, you know, was stuck behind him with the preseason injury and all this stuff was like kind of flashing through my head real quick. And I'm just like, okay, well, I need to talk to him. Like, I don't know where they're at. So, you know, obviously we've been on Kawasaki for a long time and those guys have helped us out with stuff over the years, you know, just with, you know, if we need some parts here and there, you know, like not anything crazy, but, and then, like I said, our relationship through the dealership has been massive. Like the majority of our support comes through Southeast Sales in Milwaukee. And, you know, I'm like, okay, like that's our main Kawasaki front. So like, I kind of have to, you know, like initially I'm like, I got to get with him too, because it's not just a one person decision on this. You know, it's like, how is this going to benefit everybody?
Yep,
you know, so
of
like
course.
obviously Kawasaki was in a position where like they needed somebody on the bike, you know, like, and yeah, maybe like I don't know the exact like if they did have pressure or not, but like, you know, if they were entertaining it, like obviously he's pretty aware like they need another guy, because there's many years that a lot of factory teams have not had a filling guy.
Yes.
So, you know, and we didn't have anything structured with them to do that either. So, you know, I'm like, hey, there's, you know, maybe we're going to go backwards a little bit, but looking immediately towards the future, I'm like, if we can do this and make it work, you know, that says a lot about our program. You know, like if we can work with a factory team, you know, even with like say rider exchange or whatever it might be, you know, I was like, that's just one other thing that we can, you know, check off, you know, that we have experience doing that. And those guys over at Kawasaki have been great with us. And, you know, they've been, you know, at least from what they tell me, you know, very appreciative and grateful for, you know, just the way that we communicate and, you know, ask for things, you know, this and that. Like we always try to be professional and polite and not over ask and understanding if they can't help. So, you know, like now it's like, hey, now there's a situation where it's like, it's got to go both ways. Cause in the past, it was always just like us looking for support from them, you know? So it's like, all right, we got to make this work. So, you know, like I said, with John at the dealership and, you know, myself and talking with those guys and, you know, it seems like a while, but it only took a couple of days to kind of get everything ironed out. And, you know, we agreed to a deal that helps them and helps us. And, you know, now I had a little bit of pressure. I'm like, okay, now what do I got to do? You know, it's like, you know, I was looking through the results sheet and I'm like, Mark, like he has really no obligations. Like, you know, he kind of took a hiatus from racing. Like he wasn't planning on racing. And I got to know, you know, his dad over the last couple of years. And, you know, I was like, I've had a lot of conversations with him, and I saw him at Red Bud. I was like, Mark did good at Red Bud. I was like, Cornelius had to pass him in the first moto, and it was funny because I was like, who's this guy? I told him on the radio to the mechanic. I said, I don't know who this number 88 is, but tell Cornelius to get around him. Like he's a nobody, you know? And then like a couple minutes later, I was looking at the results screen. I'm like, oh, that's Mark. I didn't even know Mark was racing. So it was the first time I'd seen him all year. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it was, you know, just like, I got to find somebody that can, you know, get a good result. Cause like, I don't want to go racing with a, you know, no disrespect. I mean, I've been the guy too, you know, like a 35th place guy. Like,
Yeah.
it really doesn't do anything for us when, you know, we just had a top 10 guy. You know, I'm like, we got to be somewhat close to that. And, you know, everything happens for a reason. And I'm a believer in God, and like God puts things in your way to, you know, for you to take advantage of. And you know, it's his plan, or, you know, or whatever. So, you know, I'm just like, okay, I think this is going to work out. Like, I think this was meant to be. And, you know, so like I said, we got Mark in there, and he did really good that first moto out there. And I was just like, this is an absolute gift. Like, this is absolutely amazing. And, you know, but that comes from, you know, us being in a position to be able to bring a guy on, you know, like there's so many things over the years that even put you in that place to do that.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, you know, like I said, yeah, kind of getting off track there, but regardless,
good.
I mean, like, but you know, with Kawasaki, it's, you know, they wanted to, it's not like they wanted to do anything like where they were taking advantage of us. And I definitely was like, dude, like, I can't, at the end of the day, like, I can't hold him back, but I can't like just give him away. But I was kind of in a position like I will, and they were respectful and professional enough to where they were like, no, like, we don't want that for you either. Like, we don't want you to go backwards. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if we're gonna work, like, we're gonna work with you for what you need. And you know, of course, you always need more in racing, right? Like, you always need more. But
Yeah.
but they were you know, very professional about it. And you know, like I said, it helps us, and we help them. So you know, of course, I want our guys to do good, but you know, I kind of want to finish in front of them.
Sure, of course.
Regardless, like, you know, and I think that's probably the opposite of what they want. But
I would think so, but yeah, every team wants to have the best result possible, obviously. And I think what you're saying, it makes a lot of sense, right? You want to help factory Kawasaki and the OEM and build that relationship. You want to help the kid, Cornelius, but you also can't shoot yourself in the foot. You got to do what's best for you. So it's like you're trying to find that balance, and it really feels like you did.
Yeah. And you know, this whole process, I thought too, you know, I'm like, I don't want to be like a stepping stone team. Like, that's not what I want to be at all.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
our, you know, our vlog series that we do is the desire to win. Like, you know, like, then that's the truth. Like, our desire is to win, you know, like, and you know, if you have a top 10 caliber guy, like, obviously I know Jet and Hunter are like aliens right now, like they're on another planet. So you know, but like, you know, we've had guys that have, you know, worked with guys, you know, won races in the 250 class, championship in 250 class, you know, like, so, you know, we've got top 10 in championships, you know, and like, yes, it's hard to win, but like, that's what we're doing it for. Like, some people say you're crazy, but I'm just like, no, like, if you're made it this far, like, you just got to keep going.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. You guys have come a long way. And like, I guess my last question for you really is, what does the future look like for you? I've kind of heard rumors that you're working on some new sponsor deals and trying to take that next step. So what can you tell us about what the future looks like for ISRT?
Well, if you asked me a month ago, I would, none of this would have been in the equation. So
sure, of course not.
Yeah. You know, right now, obviously, I'm, you know, working and communicating with some new sponsors, and, you know, that's personally, like, I was a privateer racer myself. Like, I never made much money. So all of our whole operation is just based on sponsor funding. So, you know, we have a lot of good sponsors that are helping us out, but we have a lot of sponsors. Like, that's kind of a problem, in a way. Like, a lot of people don't understand that, but it's like, you know, I have a list of 40 paying sponsors, like, for the team. So, you know, like, when you look at, like, say a factory team, like, they don't have 40 paying sponsors. Like, you know, of course they have their own money, and then, you know, like, some good high level sponsors, you know, they can focus on what they're doing. So like, our focus gets pretty spread out. So like, my main focus right now is to try to narrow that down into, higher level sponsors at a higher dollar amount that we can focus on more. And that's very challenging because, like we're like the underdogs, right? Like, and we connect well with like the blue collar type of businesses and business owners and stuff like that. Like those guys are great, but it's like, it's a tough balance, and it's just like, man, if we get one like very successful blue collar background business that aligns with us, and it's like, okay, like now we can really put our heads down and focus, not only on the marketing side, but the effort, the racing side, the equipment side of it, so right now, like we're a little bit scattered just because like we're we have a lot of bases to cover. When it comes to the marketing side. So my main goal in the future with the team, obviously, is to keep climbing results. Like I said, the goal and the desire is to win. When that will be, I don't know. I couldn't tell you, right? But that's the end goal, obviously. And I don't want to have a goal anything less.
Of course.
But so to keep acquiring better riders, work with riders. I want to work with guys long term. We've been in a position where we've had guys, crew members go to bigger teams and then come back, the other way. Some guys that were on bigger teams and then kind of, come back around full circle and want to work with smaller teams. So yeah, I mean, just staying true to our values and our beliefs and, represent sponsors and try to maximize that. I don't want to get too diluted with, too many riders. I like 2 riders, maybe 3, no more. Like we've done some stuff in the past, kind of here and there where we've had 3, 4-ish type riders, that's so hard to focus on and manage. And, you get one guy that gets hurt, you get another guy over here, and it's just like, all of a sudden, got a mechanic for each guy. It's just like, it's that ends up being a mess. So
it can get away from you pretty quick.
Yeah. So, this year with bringing Vince on was a big step for us because he was on a team for so long with, such a, everybody thought he was going to, die with that team. And, now it's like, hey, late in his career changed teams. And like, that was a ton of work, but, everybody knows that, the Moto Concepts teams like always had really good equipment. So like, if we can deliver for this guy, like that's going to help elevate where we're at. Obviously he's good at starts. So we know we need to, have a bike that's competitive on the starts with the factory guys. So that pushed us to elevate our equipment more and more and more. So yeah, I mean, the future is just to keep climbing the ladder. Like I said, the doors open every day, and I don't know what's behind each door. So, I had some phone calls last week that were just, again, kind of out of left field. And I'm just like, wow, I didn't see that coming, and that could be a really big deal. Like I said, with the Cornelius going over to factory Kawasaki, like that elevated us, but that was completely just kind of blindsided me, and I was just like, I did not see that coming. That was the last thing on my radar. And here we are, like we're all benefiting from it, because of the hard work and the structure and everything that we have behind it.
Yeah. Well, dude, Bubba, I'm proud of you, man. It's been really cool to watch the progression, and I can't wait to see how it continues, man. But thanks for jumping on here with us tonight for a little while. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Always happy to talk with you guys. And hopefully we give you something cool to keep watching. Oh, we'll be watching, dude, and we'll stay in touch. But enjoy these next couple weeks. I know you're not going to get much downtime, but hopefully you can get a little bit of family time at least. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. All right, we'll see you, Bubba. All right, that's Bubba Pauli tonight, brought to you by Race Tech. I love seeing the progression of what they're doing and the opportunities. So it's really cool. Let's jump into T-Bolt USA Top 5.
Oh, ready? Do you want me to read it?
Sure. Go ahead.
Well, let me get Bubba's picture off of here real quick. Unless you have it ready. Sorry.
I can do it. Sometimes you just want to cut loose with your buddies and shred your Yamaha TTR 110, Honda CRF 110, or whatever you have in your garage. Might even be a vintage Honda Z50 or CT70. Doesn't matter. Regardless of what pit bike you have, Vince and the family at T-Bolt USA, their warehouse has you covered on pit bike parts and accessories. You can find BBR and Pro Taper handlebar kits. They have rental as well. D&M shocks and even full bikes from YCF, Pitster Pro, and Piranha. So there's no reason if you want to ride pit bikes or have a pit bike and it's not running, there's no reason to not get it going. So you can go have some fun with your friends. T-Bolt USA is fully stocked to meet your needs, so visit tboltusa.com, order your parts, and go bang some bars with your buddies. Okay, this week's came from a listener, and we had a couple. This is the one we settled on. Top 5 moments from your life that you would like to be able to delete from your memories. So I assume kind of like moments of your life that you regret. I was thinking about this. I'm going to
No regrets.
Yeah, I'm going to say that my answers come with like that. I don't know how to put this. Like, if you go back and change something in your life, it changes everything.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to pretend I wouldn't change anything.
For this, we have to pretend that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Like, so everything's the same. You just, this situation or two or whatever, go away. Is that okay with you? At least for mine, that's how I did it.
Okay.
All right. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So there was one relationship that I had it was like 4 or 5 years, and it was just the most miserable years of my life. I would like to just pretend that never happened. It's gone. Delete.
Yeah, just erasing 4 or 5 years out of your life is crazy.
Gone. Man. Okay. Let's see here. I wrote a couple down. When I was late teenage years, early 20s, for some reason I was angry at my mom a lot. Like we butted heads a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And we got into a lot of arguments, and there's a couple different times I told her to basically F off. I really regret that.
Terrible.
I'd like to take that away. But my mom's great. She never did anything but try to take care of me.
That's kind of messed up though, because you take it away from your memory, but she still remembers it.
Well,
so
no,
you're just like, hey, Mom.
No. In my mind, it means it never happened. Like
no, this happened. You just don't remember it anymore.
Oh, well, okay. I still want to get rid of it.
Okay.
So, there was a situation that happened at work when I was at Vital that I regret. Lewis knows this moment. I'd like to get rid of that moment. I'm not going to give any more details.
Okay.
But there was definitely a moment that I was not proud of. When I was 12, 13-ish, I don't know. I don't remember how old I was. My dad was stationed at Pearl Harbor. We lived in Hawaii for like 4.5, 5 years. I probably said that before. The day we were leaving, me and my mom, my dad had already moved, had been transferred or whatever to California. We were leaving. I was playing with one of my buddies, and we tied another kid to a tree, and we took BB guns that were not loaded, but we shot the guns at him, and it still makes that sound. Well, the kid then went home, told his mom we were shooting BB guns at him.
Of course.
She called the military police. They came. I basically got taken down to the police station, like literally
leaving
hours before we were supposed to be at the airport.
Way to go, man.
My mom was like running errands, wasn't home. She didn't know what happened. This stuff all, of course, gets back to my dad and his superior officers in California. It's not a good look.
No.
And again, they weren't loaded, but it was dumb.
Doesn't matter.
It was dumb. I'd like to forget that.
Okay.
How many is that so far?
I don't know.
Me either. I took my sister, her favorite artist is Leanne Rimes, and we know I hate country.
Yeah.
And at this point, there was a point where I was asked to take her to this Leanne Rimes concert, and I was a whiny bitch about how much it sucked. I probably ruined it for her.
You could take that.
I'd like to take that back. So I'm thinking of this as like it didn't happen. So it's not.
All you're taking back is memories of you being a dick to
I
people.
wasn't looking at it that way.
But that's the question, though.
I guess it is.
Like you were like you're in history goes you were still
well, you know what?
You
I still want to forget about it.
You just don't remember.
Yeah, man. Sorry, Haley. So, yeah, that's really it. That's what I got, man. I don't know if that's 4 or 5, but those are the ones that came up.
The main ones that came up for me is because I kind of took it. I guess I took it too literal, and I don't really like changing things in life because that's not how life works. But the ones that memories I would take away were my parents' divorce.
Oh, yeah.
Going through that was rough. That was like right as I was the defining years of like 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13. So like I go from like this normal kid life to this set up family like as I'm becoming like a young adult.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take those memories out because that was tough. Walking in on my parents, take that. Take
Thankfully
that.
I never did that.
Yeah. Came across a dead body once. I would take that memory away.
Okay.
I was actually out at Swan. I think I've told you that story before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would take the visual of that memory away. Some of the there was another one that I had. I didn't write it down. So the divorce.
Ooh, way to go.
Yeah, there was another one that's sitting on the top of my head.
Yeah.
But now I can't think of it.
Okay.
But like, yeah, I guess I would go back and take like, baby bullying my sister stuff, but then it would have happened. I just don't remember it.
Yeah. Again, I just didn't take it. I didn't think of it that way. I thought like.
Well, yeah. You get mad at me for changing the questions, but.
Yeah, I just didn't interpret it that way. I guess that's what I'm saying. I didn't change the question so much. I just for some reason didn't interpret it that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, that's good.
It's really.
Contact form, MotoXpod.com. Use the contact form or use our email, MotoXpodShow@gmail.com, and send us your topics for top 5 in. We really could use some more help on those. ETS Pick 1. ETS Racing Fuels was forged from the heat of competition nearly 30 years ago, developing that purpose-engineered fuel for high-profile teams in highly competitive series. Teams like Factory KTM, Factory HRC Honda, Rockstar Husqvarna all trust ETS Racing Fuels. It's one of the title sponsors of the series. I use it. I'm using the MX-18 with the XPR second injector. If you guys want the best fuel on the market, you're looking for good race fuel, visit etsracingfuels.com. Find your local distributor. It's good quality. Never any problems with it. They don't ever have bad batches. I've never heard any stories of bad batches from ETS. So get yourself some race fuel. I'm ready. I've got mine ready to go for Loretta's.
Oh, you ended up getting it?
I mean, I still have some. I have some coming. I have 3 more cans coming.
Is it going to go to Loretta's?
No, it's coming to the house.
Oh.
But I have enough for the weekend.
Okay.
Cool. The week, yeah, I'm good. All right, so this week I'm going to do pick one. We're each doing kind of like a here's the idea. So I'm going to ask you, would you rather go race Loretta's, qualify and get to go to Loretta's and have that experience with your buddies, or, and I'm going to pick something that is that I think you would really love to do. So would you rather go to Loretta's and race with your buddies? You've qualified, you get to go, spend the week, you can afford it, it's all taken care of, or go play 1 round of golf at whatever you consider the greatest golf course on the planet is.
With anybody I wanted to, or just by myself?
Like with your buddies. Same thing.
My buddies.
Yeah, with like a buddy or 2.
That's actually a tough one. It's about the same amount of money.
Yeah.
For some of these. That's a really tough. I think I'd be happy with either one. But I think
so 1 round of golf is 1 day, or you go for a week and ride.
I mean, you can look at it that way too. I think there's more, like I can hang my hat more on the qualifying for Loretta's and everything. Like I think there's more gratitude from that, or more gratification from that. So I'd probably pick that.
Okay.
But that's tough because
if you were to pick the golf one, what course is like the ultimate course in your mind?
Oh, probably like Augusta or like Pebble Beach or like some course in Ireland or Pinehurst. There's probably Augusta though, just because it's so historical.
Yeah. Okay.
And like you can't play there. Like like you even if like someone, if you did know somebody who's a member there, like even then you still can't play there.
Wow.
Like they can't really, like it's members only.
Yeah.
It's so secluded. So that's a very good one.
All right.
You did good on that.
What you got for me?
All right. Qualify for Loretta's, which you already did.
Yeah, I've
so
done,
you're about
right?
to do this. Or you have a card where you get, and it never expires, and you get free McDonald's Cokes.
Oh,
for the rest of your life.
That's a bad one. I don't even drink McDonald's Cokes anymore.
If you say you did.
It's Def Loretta's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be a good one.
Nah, McDonald's Cokes don't hold the same sway they used to.
The best one would be to go see like Tool or something, but you already gave that idea. So
yeah, that's just what I suggested, so you would kind of understand. I mean, like if you said to me, like a good one would be Loretta's, or
you always talk about like how the McDonald's
you can go
Cokes
see
are
Tool
the greatest.
anytime you want and go backstage and meet the band. Then I'm probably doing Tool.
Okay.
At that point,
or that was yours, your own. But I thought that was a good one.
I just don't. I mean, there was a point where I was definitely addicted to McDonald's Cokes, but I stopped drinking them. So
okay.
Yeah,
well,
it doesn't really track. Now maybe the drumstick Blizzard.
You can let's switch it up then.
Okay.
you qualify for Loretta's, or you can eat all that ice cream, McDonald's, Cokes, all that stuff, and it doesn't affect you negatively in health. Like, you don't gain weight. You still feel as good as you do now not drinking them.
Yeah, I'll still go Loretta's the one
Okay.
time. Yeah, Loretta's the one time.
All right.
Yep, it's pretty big. It's
Well, you kind
pretty-
of did that already, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't yet, but I think with the way I'm weighing it, it's still pretty
Yeah.
damn cool. Yeah, cool, man. Okay, let's do FXR Read. FXR is designed by racers for racers with industry-leading fit, finish, and performance. Progression is the name of the game with every new piece created. At FXR, we push our brand to the next level to provide you with the best products possible. It's used by Malcolm Stewart, Garrett Marchbanks, Mike Brown, Brock Tickle, Chris Kiefer. I'll be in FXR at Loretta's. My race gear is, I got sent photos of my jerseys with the sublimation. I'm really excited.
I know it looks good.
I kind of almost like it's going to be so muddy. I'm like,
Oh,
what if I don't wear my jersey? So I have 2 sets of yellow. It's the same
take
gear.
some shout with you.
I have 2 sets of the yellow. I might wear one set twice and just not wear the other yellow set to keep it fresh.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, you're
Yeah.
gonna have Airbnb with a laundry room.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, visit fxrracing.com. All right. So the FXR picks this week is, I said, my results for Loretta's. I want you guys also to get involved. MotoXpodshow@gmail.com or the contact form on the website. Scotty, what do you think I finished? 3 motos.
3 motos.
I'll tell you, I wrote mine down. 32, 34, 31.
Okay, and I remember looking it up. You're like, I think you're like afternoon, morning, afternoon.
2:30 Tuesday, 8:30 in the morning
Thursday,
and
and then
2:30 again Friday.
Okay.
So 2:30 motos and, an
the
8:30
rain's at
moto.
the beginning of the week.
And it's looks like rain.
The beginning of the
Right
week.
now it looks like rain the whole week except for like Wednesday, I think, or Tuesday maybe.
I'm gonna go 31, 33, 29.
Oh, I'd be stoked with the 29th.
Because I think the field will thin out, and I think that I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit for as good a shape you are in. And I think if you had the skill level to be in the top 5-10, then yeah, your conditioning wouldn't matter as much. But I think where you're at is going to be more of a conditioning game.
Could be.
So I think that that's going to give you a few more spots. I think you get inside top 31s.
I like it. All right, guys, I think that's our show. I want to thank Bubba Pauli, Adam Cianciarulo, Mitchell, Oldenburg. Yeah, well, I just race recap every night at the ranch with me and Kiefer. So look for that on Kiefer Inc. Testing. I'm going to do some videos and stuff. I'll probably do some stories and some
Yeah, you got a
shorts.
media pass, so
Yeah, I did get my media pass. So, but I'm going to do some stuff on our YouTube. So keeping your eyes out for that. Don't get your expectations up too much if you're watching the 50 plus on Flow Racing, but it's going to be a good time. Scotty, thanks for being here. Listeners, thank you. We are out.